Meanwhile.
I decided to go grocery shopping and buy only pink food, so come pack my fridge with me.
One of the craziest sides of TikTok has to be fridge restock TikTok, aka Fridge Talk. Fridge Talk is the side of TikTok where people spend thousands of dollars on groceries and thousands of dollars on single-use plastics, nonsense little cups that nobody needs, and dispensers for all different types of beverages, and shove all of these things into their fridge in aesthetic, clear containers. In one of my recent videos, I talked about how it's so unnecessary to take cereal out of a regular cereal box just to put it in a more aesthetic cereal box. Like, please just eat the cereal. But yes, it can be beneficial because sometimes bugs can get in your pantry and you want to keep the bugs out. So yes, sometimes these aesthetic cereal boxes can actually have a purpose, which is keeping bugs out. But we all know that people like this are not doing this to keep bugs out. They are just doing this for aesthetics, views, and vibes. And above all, clout on TikTok. If you're actually trying to be practical and realistic with how you do your fridge, and if aesthetics come with that, it's fine. But as you will see in today's video, these videos are not rooted in reality at all. Fridge restock influencers do not care about practicality, keeping bugs out, or anything. And especially, they do not care about how much they are destroying the environment with all of these little things and all of this overconsumption. And another huge theme in these videos is the clear, obvious food waste that is happening behind the scenes. Because we all know that once the camera goes off, all of this food is going bad. And before we get into all the different areas of fridge restock TikTok that really grind my gears, thank you guys so much for all of your love and support on my last video about water talk. And thank you guys so much for running up the likes and views on that video, and it was really mind-boggling to me, and I cannot thank you guys enough. And if you're enjoying this video so far, please remember to leave a like and hit the new YouTube hype button and subscribe to help us get one step closer to 30,000 subscribers. And thank you guys so much for all these amazing comments on the screen right now. And I always try to read all the comments and respond to as many as I can, so don't be shy to comment below and let me know how you feel about overconsumption, destroying the environment, and running up food waste for just clout on TikTok. The first thing about fridge talk that really annoys me so much is the fact that these videos try to get as many comments, likes, and views as possible by saying things like $6,000 grocery haul to stock my fridge, $5,000 fridge restock of the week. Unless you're Lucille Ball in Yours, Mine, and Ours, you do not need $6,000 of groceries every single week. And even in that movie, they were living in 1968, where they literally were able to buy 4 shopping carts of food for like $120, I'm pretty sure. But we are not in 1968 anymore. Literally like a fourth of a grocery cart, or literally an eighth of a grocery cart, is gonna be like $100, $150. So clearly there's no way that you would need thousands of dollars of groceries every single week in this economy.
Can someone please explain to me, at what point did cereal become $10? Like Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, $10. And the off-brand, like $7.89. What kind of world are we living in that struggle meals are luxury now? make it make sense.
A huge thing to keep in mind about these videos is that even if you want to aspire to be able to afford thousands of dollars of groceries and not even check your balance, these videos are being made by influencers who get this food for free because they are advertising the food that is in the fridge. So probably 90% of the food in their fridges in the videos are sent to them for free. And this is why you see so many Alani cans and Poppy cans in these videos, because all of these beverages are just showing up at the doorstep and they're unboxing them and putting them right into the fridge on camera. So if you're watching this, please do not get influenced by these influencers and want to aspire to have their little rich lives and then don't actually take $50 out of your bank account and go drop it at the grocery store on Alani and Poppy. But if you want to become an Alani and Poppy influencer, that's a different story, but at least you would be getting stuff for free. But I also would not be promoting Alani because of all those Alani hospitalizations, but that's another video. And even if we do have the money to have our fridges like in these videos out of our own pockets, like all of you guys said in my Erewhon video, if people actually have a bunch of money, if they spend all their money on ridiculous grocery items and try to flaunt their wealth and keep up with the Joneses, they're not going to be rich for long. So don't run up your credit card balance. Don't drop all that money at the grocery store. Just save your money. There is just never any reason to drop thousands of dollars on perishable food that you're not even gonna eat and it's gonna go bad before you could ever eat it. And fridge stock influencers are no different from other influencers because they have die-hard fans. So no matter what they do, there will always be a huge group of people defending their actions. And I've seen fridge talk defenders in the TikTok comments saying that it's fine for them to spend so much money on these groceries. And they're not lying. They literally have children. But I have a 1-year-old son and I don't remember ever spending $6,000 a week on groceries. So just because you have kids does not justify these videos. So please stop the rage bait. And if you have ever seen a kid eat $6,000 groceries a week, let me know. Another hilarious thing about fridge talk that I cannot stop thinking about is how long it actually must take to make these videos. Because unloading groceries already takes forever, whether you buy it with your own money or unbox it all from a PR package. It takes forever to get all these groceries out of the bags or the boxes. And then imagine how long it would take for you to get every single little thing and put it in these little clear aesthetic containers. And remember when you were a kid or a teenager and then you would be like, when your mom would ask you to unload the groceries because it would take so long? Imagine if your mom was a beige mom aesthetic fridge stock influencer and she asked you to unload the groceries into each individual clear container. Make sure you take all the eggs out of the egg carton and put it into my aesthetic egg carton. And make sure that you take the pink dye, the pink food coloring, and paint all my eggs pink before you do it. Literally, at that point, by the time you would unload the groceries would already be expired. And speaking of groceries going bad, are we really going to pretend that there's not expiration dates on all the packages and that's the entire point of the packages? And I've seen so many fridge restock videos where they have label makers and then they'll label all of the clear containers. So that's even more time that is taking to unload these groceries because you have to keep printing the expiration date, reading the label, printing a new label and putting it on the little clear container for each and every little thing. And again, that's even more product waste and nobody needs all those little pieces of paper flying around the house. And on the other hand, I've seen a ton of videos where they don't put the expiration date on anything. So how are they supposed to know when all this food is rotten and bad? It looks aesthetic, but it probably stinks. And also something that comes to mind is when you have to keep taking the labels off, then it's gonna be all that nasty sticky glue that's on the back of like the little label. And then you're gonna have to wash all these little containers. Not to mention the fact that they're already probably like mad slimy because you literally put ham and turkey cold cuts in these things. Something on Fridge Talk that just lives rent-free in my mind after watching these videos are those egg Ferris wheels and egg slides and all these little egg contraptions that literally serve no purpose besides just having more views on the video, because the egg is like spinning down a slide and like landing in the carton, and it's just like aesthetically pleasing, I guess. I mean, the only thing that I think is how many eggs did you crack in the making of this video? Like, they will never be able to say no eggs were harmed in the making of these videos. They probably have to buy 2 cartons of eggs because of the amount of eggs that crack while they're trying to make the aesthetic little amusement park egg things. And then it gets even deeper when we start to see all of the videos where everything in the fridge has to be pink and it's all an aesthetic. And again, Pretty Patty's episode of SpongeBob, it's ringing a bell. And there's a huge side of TikTok where everybody's houses are one aesthetic and they have pink and bows all over their entire house and nothing isn't pink. But this seems so harmless on the surface, but I feel like the reason why this kind of disturbs me is because whatever happened to work-life balance? And for TikTokers, TikTok is their job. So what if you need a mental health break from TikTok, but then you're literally looking around and every single thing is just a set for your TikTok videos? Everything's pink, your eggs are pink, your milk is pink. Like, when do you ever get a break? When are you ever gonna decompress from these TikTok videos? And like I've already alluded to, I think the thing that takes the cake with disturbing me on Fridge Talk is when they put ham and turkey into clear containers, because the number one thing that pops up in my head is these clear containers are getting slimy with these cold cuts that you're not putting labels on, you're not putting expiration dates on these things. And there's no reason to put them into these clear containers. Like, keep them in the plastic bags that you get at the deli section. Like, don't put them in this. And like, what is the point? A huge staple on Fridge Talk is berry washing. And this is because if people are watching this to like get an escape from reality and just like get in a trance with like watching aesthetic things and having like ASMR, the berry washing checks all the boxes because they put the little aesthetic bright berries in the water and swish it around, and then they show how dirty the water got, and oh my goodness, there's bugs crawling around in it. Yes, our berries are so great. But the problem is that in order to make these videos get millions of views, they're taking literally buckets and buckets of strawberries, blueberries, and everything, which they are not eating at the end of the day. They're just filming them, and we know that this is just food waste and this is all going bad, which is terrible. Yes, it's beneficial to teach people to wash their food, but do we need to do it on this large scale? Oh my goodness, $6,000 worth of strawberry haul. Like, no, we do not need this. And some of the gadgets and gizmos in the fridge talk videos are cool, like when they have that little rubber thing that they put at the end of the cheese block so the cheese doesn't get hard at the ends. That's fine. But some of the other stuff is just such brain rot and such unnecessary nonsense. Like when they make all those little probiotic things dispense into the tiny little glass cups and then they stack all the glass cups in a line. We don't need that. Like if you have a green juice in a bottle, just put it in the fridge. You don't need to put it in some electronic device and then dispense each little green juice into a little cup, and then stack it all. Like that's just for TikTok. That's not reality. And then you have people in real life wasting hours of their day copying these videos, but they're not getting views. They're literally just filling up their minds and lives with brain rot. And again, some of this stuff makes sense. Like they have containers for the red onion, so the red onion doesn't go bad and stink up the fridge. But pizza slice containers, where each individual pizza slice isn't a pizza slice shaped container, that is completely unnecessary. And then I saw people putting creamer into little glass cups and then coffee into little glass cups. But then we know that if you actually took this out and put them both into a cup, then you'd just be creating way more dishes for yourself because now you need to wash the little glassing that the creamer is in, and then you need to wash the little glassing that the espresso is in, instead of just taking the creamer bottle, taking the coffee maker, and just making coffee in one cup. And as for all of the ice cubes and fancy little ice flowers and sparkly ice cubes and all that, we already know from that one TikToker who was exposed at the beginning of the year for never using ice. Yeah, we know that nobody is using all this aesthetic ice. And if you're adding all these crazy berries and everything, it's just more product waste and unnecessary overconsumption. And it would be one thing if someone just wanted like one viral video, so one time they just organize their fridge on TikTok in an aesthetically pleasing way just for ha-has, and we're like, guys, look at my fridge. But you have to keep in mind that these fridge talk influencers have this as their niche, so it is their entire personality to day after day after day show these videos. And that is why we know that this food is not being eaten. How is it your seventh $6,000 grocery haul of the week this week? That makes no sense. Because on TikTok, in order to grow, you need to post like 3 times a day. So I'm really supposed to believe that you wash these berries 3 times a day, 7 days a week? No. Hopefully they're just reusing the videos and putting them in different angles and not just wasting that many berries. At the end of the day, when these rage bait influencers are making so many dishes for themselves, their fridges are stinking to high heaven, and all these eggs are cracked all over their counters and floors, the only ones they're rage baiting are themselves. Because they are the ones who are gonna have to clean up all this mess and moldy food off camera, not us. We don't have to do anything. But let me know what you guys think about fridge talk and all of this insanity that comes with it. So don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys.